it's hard to draw a line of what constitutes an innovation, right? Like anything that, has a new flavor to it, has a new way of doing it, could be considered that. In my opinion, the biggest thing, I think, has been the approach that companies like ourselves, or arguably like we started a few years ago, which is just really putting the customer on the center of everything, right? And walking backwards from that. Because you can take contactless payments here, or blockchain technology there, but none of those things matter unless it's serving a customer need. You know what I mean? So in our industry, a lot of people think about innovation. They think about wearable payments, or like some of those very sophisticated, but nobody cares. Customers aren't losing sleep because they don't have a ring that will make payments. Like it's not important, it's not relevant. What matters is the horrible experience that they're having, and the insane amount of fees and interest rates that they're paying for horrible service. So I think the biggest innovation, not in 2019, but over the past 5 years, is companies like Nubank that have, took a stand against that and said, you know what, like we're gonna understand what the customer needs and work on that. So one of the most innovative things that we've done, in my opinion, is to make the chargeback process, which is often like a pain, when you have a purchase that you need to open a chargeback claim, completely digital and completely self-service, to the point that people don't need to call us, they don't need to do anything. They just go into the app and report, and that's it. So that's an example of a true innovation, in my opinion. I mean, there are companies and companies, right? Like in Brazil alone, we have over 500 companies that are entitled Fintech companies. And in Mexico, there are another 400. In Argentina, plenty of those too. Not to mention Asia, Europe. So it's a big spectrum, and you're going to find everything. You're going to find companies that clearly don't have a business model. And you're going to find companies like us, like Nubank, that from the beginning had a very clear vision in terms of how we're going to make money and how to make that in a sustainable way that at the same time addresses customers' needs. So I think it's less about what type of technology or what type of innovation they're using. So if it's blockchain or AI or machine learning, and it's more about the problem that they're solving, as I was saying. So in our case, for instance, we do use a lot of machine learning models across Nubank, whether that's to improve underwriting models, or if it's to improve, efficiency and how we get to solve customers' issues if they have any with our products. And that helps us, become more efficient, become more profitable to some degree, in the sense that it reduces a lot of costs, and it can help us be more assertive as far as credit underwriting goes. So I think it really depends on the use that is made of those technologies. Mobile adoption and high-speed, technology has been advancing a lot in the region. In Brazil, it's already very, very widely adopted. We do see a lot of gaps still in the region, and in Brazil, like in some regions as well. So I think to the extent that, mobile use and smartphone use with access to high-speed internet is ubiquitous, we're gonna probably see like a step change as far as technology adoption in the region goes. That's the biggest enabler, because before, for you to reach consumers in far regions, you would need to, for them to like either have a computer or for you to have a physical presence somewhere. And now, more and more people are just, leapfrogging all that and having their first digital, connection through the smartphone, which is a much cheaper device. So to the degree that that can continue to rise and to get to levels that are similar to more developed economies, I think there's a lot of potential. Listen, mobile technology has already changed dramatically so many markets. Digital banking is one of them, right? Before you had to have a physical presence or a branch somewhere, or even when internet banking was launched, you relied on a desktop computer for you to have access, and there was a lot of fraud concerns and technology in security concerns. I think the mobile adoption has enabled so many industries, right? If you think about, instant transportation and all the car hailing apps, or, even hospitality, there's so many industries that are being transformed, not to mention social media, which is a full industry that is based on the usage of smartphones. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of potential, especially within consumer industries, they're serving people that are now connected through their smartphones.